My residency at the Bellagio Center couldn't have come at a more perfect time because I was ending a 3-year assignment in India where I was implementing a slum upgrading and urban poverty reduction program in India. And so I used the residency to reflect. As a practitioner, I don't get the time to boil down what it is, the lessons that we've learned, and disseminate them to a broader audience. So I used the time at Bellagio to write about a lot of the research I had done while I was implementing this program in India. And so it took the form of various book chapters that I've written and the beginning elements of a book that I'm working on, which is called Searching for Citizenship, Information, Participation, and Power. And I'm looking at this movement of citizens to cities in developing countries, which is happening at a rapid clip right now, and looking at how they establish themselves in cities. As cities expand, the formal systems aren't able to accommodate everybody in terms of housing and services and things that people need: water, sanitation, housing, land, jobs. But still, people are moving, they're creating livelihoods for themselves, they're creating communities for themselves. And so what lever points do they use to establish their, what I'm calling citizenship in a city, through both formal means and informal means? The Bellagio residency allowed me to literally press pause on life for a second, to remove myself from the daily tasks and responsibilities that I have, throughout life, and to reflect. And, it's a luxury that we don't often get. And that is, I think, the primary thing that the residency gave me as an individual. But more importantly, I think it's the environment that the residency offers, including the community that it creates of other residents that are there. One thing I didn't think as much about before the residency that I did during the residency was about leadership and the role that leadership plays. So one example of how I saw leadership demonstrated amongst the fellows at Bellagio was in Prime Minister Kevin Rudd from Australia. He talked about how compassion should be seen as the greatest strength, not a weakness, of leaders. And his ability to articulate that and putting himself out there to say that if we want to encourage this type of behavior, I've got to say it, I've got to lead it, I've got to be the example. That's putting yourself out there, that's taking leadership, and that's setting a tone for a conversation. So everybody used their skills, their leadership to participate in this community, to take leadership in the community, and to usher a dialogue that was very powerful. And I think the result of that is a lot of cohesion, a lot of strong relationships in a place that's really inspiring. And I think that cumulatively we all draw from that inspiring experience. It's a collective inspiration we have, and I think that there's a really strong and long-lasting bond as a result of that.